The old midlife crisis. So people think that a midlife crisis shows up as the guy who all of a sudden his kids are older, they leave the house, they're off in college, and
he buys a motorcycle.
He buys a motorcycle, maybe the bright Corvette or something, right? Convertible, and he's cruising around trying to feel young again.
Yeah.
That is one version of a midlife crisis. Another version of a midlife crisis can be, I just got bored with my life and started making a string of bad decisions. And those string of bad decisions start off with what seemed like benign, non-threatening decisions. I'm just staying awake a little longer. I'm just watching a little porn. Oh, I just started smoking weed again every night to fall asleep. I'm just having a couple of cocktails to take the edge off. But before you know it, the slippery slope begins and you string together a bunch of bad habits, and then you reach your 40s, maybe 50s, and you have some kind of a crisis because your wife's like, dude, we don't go out anymore. You're, spending a lot of time on porn. We're not, in a financially great place anymore like we used to be. Life got more expensive and you're still making the same amount of money and you're now trying to escape with alcohol and weed. And so I think I want a divorce. Like, I don't know what led to this guy's divorce, but what I can tell you is a midlife crisis shows up either through a string of poor decisions you made or a decision that someone else made that impacts you, right? In this case, his wife wants a divorce. He's 44. He feels blindsided. Or it could be just life. There's winning seasons and losing seasons, like we always talk about, and you might be in an elongated losing season. And that losing season could be like in my case, my mom died September of 2023. A few months before that, I tore my tricep. A month and a half after my mom died, my son's best friend died, Cap, who was 18 years old. There was like a string of, and then my hernias. Then I'm like, oh my God, I've got 2 hernias that I've got to deal with. I can't even get out of bed without being in pain. And so at 50 years old, it's like in a year and a half, 2-year period, there was a string of like pretty unfortunate things that happened to me. And I was like, man, for a moment, I started thinking to myself, is this it? Like, am I getting old and this is how I deteriorate? Am I over the hill? I was like, wait a minute, dude. If you isolate each thing by itself, your mom had dementia. She was going to die. A very unfortunate thing happened to that young man, Andrew's best friend, and he passed away. I was boxing with Andrew, and my tricep tore. I was doing combatives, and you do get injured when you're working out or in combatives. And then guess what? I'm new to jiu-jitsu, and so I got a double hernia. I probably had a light hernia, my doctor says, but that hernia got even worse when someone's trying to slam you down on your back and you're trying to use your abs to get up. So every one of those things by itself is just like, oh, I could deal with that. But when they come as a string, I felt like I was going through a crisis for like a year and a half, 2 years. What I told myself is stay the course. Still work out the best you can. Most people will go, I'm injured.